Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, pessimist parachute. Only in books has mankind known perfect truth, love, and beauty. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. The liar's punishment is not in the least that he is not believed. He cannot believe anyone else. Silence, the most perfect expression of scorn. A happy family is but an earlier heaven. Choose silence of all virtue. By it you hear other men's imperfections. Conceal your own. You use a glass mirror to see your face. You use works of art to see your soul. I learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. Everything happens to everybody sooner or later. There is time enough. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, by the responsibility for future. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstance. People who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them. You don't stop laughing when you grow old. You grow old when you stop laughing. The most tragic thing in the world is a man of genius who is not a man of honor. When a man says money can do anything, that settles it. He hasn't got any. What is life but a series of inspired folly? Difficulty is to find them to do. Never lose a chance. Doesn't come every day. Hatred is the coward's revenge, being intimidated. A Native American elder once described his own inner struggles in this manner. Inside of me there are two dogs. One of the dogs is mean and evil. The other dog is good. The mean dog fights the good dog all the time. When asked which dog wins, he reflected for a moment and replied, "The one I feed the most." The worst sin toward our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent. That's the essence of inhumanity. Power does not corrupt men. Fools, however, if they get into a position of power, corrupt power. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Death is for many of us the gate of hell. We are inside on the way out, not outside on the way in. Patriotism is your conviction that this country is superior to all others because you were born in it. A reasonable man adapts himself to the world. Unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. There are two tragedies in life. One is to lose your heart's desire. The other is to gain it. When a stupid man is doing something he is ashamed of, he always declares that it is his duty. When a man wants to murder a tiger, he calls it sport. When a tiger wants to murder him, he calls it ferocity. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. Marriage is an alliance entered into by a man who can't sleep with the window shut, and a woman who can't sleep with the window open. There is always danger for those who are afraid. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die. The harder I work, the more I live. Rejoice in life's own sake. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. When two people are under the influence of the most violent, most insane, most delusive, and most transient of passions, they are required to swear that they will remain in that excited, abnormal, and exhausting condition continuously, till death do them part. Virtue consists not in abstaining from vice, but in not desiring it. Better keep yourself clean and bright. You are the window through which you must see the world. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Without art, crudeness of reality would make the world unbearable. You see things and you say, why? But I dream things that never were, and I say, why not? Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last you create what you will. Liberty is the breath of life to nations. We have no more right to consume happiness without producing it, and to consume wealth without producing it. Gentleman is one who puts more into the world than he takes out. First love is only a little foolishness and a lot of curiosity. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. As long as I have a want, I have a reason for living. Satisfaction is death. If you leave the smallest corner of your head vacant for a moment, other people's opinions will rush in from all quarters. Just do what must be done. This may not be happiness, but it is greatness. Science never solves a problem without creating 10 more. Alcohol is the anesthesia by which we endure the operation of life. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I have got a hold of for the moment. I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. First condition of progress is the removal of censorship. Miracles, in the sense of phenomena we cannot explain, surround us on every hand. Life itself is the miracle of miracle. We learn from experience that men never learn anything from experience. Pessimist is a man who thinks everybody is as nasty as himself, beats them. Golden rule is that there are no golden rules. You have learnt something. That always feels at first as if you have lost some. A government that robs Peter to pay Paul can always depend on the support of Paul. He knows nothing, and he thinks he knows everything. That points clearly to a political career. Martyrdom. The only way a man can become famous without ability. Love is a gross exaggeration of the difference between one person and everybody else. Censorship ends in logical completeness when nobody is allowed to read any books except the books that nobody reads. One day, you will regret that you did not hear these quotes earlier. Do not lose the opportunity. Watch our next video.